All right. Theme song time! You know what it is. Black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. You know who it is. Black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. Ode Morris, Ode Morris.
Sorry, Sody, Mari, Sody.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, no.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. It's the Black and Sturdy podcast with Ode and Maurice. Air horn time.
Well, first I would like to say Happy International Women's Day. It's Wednesday, March 8th, where we celebrate women around the world in history, in the present, in the past, in the future, all that good stuff.
Folks, where's the lie?
So, we finally have finished Kaleidoscope.
Yes. And by the way, this answers all the questions that we have been having up until now.
Yes.
Like, it finally resolves all of the pieces of the puzzle that was this fucking out of sync Memento style story that was Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Oh, and by the way,
Warning.
for those of you who don't know, this is the Black and Sturdy podcast. I'm Maurice.
I'm Odie.
And together on Wednesdays, Watch Out Wednesdays, we review a piece of media, either music, television, movie, what have you. This week we are reviewing the last episode of the limited run series Kaleidoscope on Netflix.
Kaleidoscope.
And we are reviewing the white episode, which is the heist. Each and every episode has been some sort of time frame, either before or after the heist.
Yes.
Sometimes a couple weeks before the heist, sometimes a couple days before the heist,
Years
sometimes
even.
years before the heist or after the heist. Now we finally have watched the heist. What did you think? Just what were your initial thoughts on the actual execution of the heist?
I thought that this episode was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, comparatively to the other episodes, there wasn't as much like depth. You know, it was just basically like they're just doing the heist.
Yeah, it's
going
the
through with
execution.
plan.
Execution
exactly,
of the
they're
heist.
executing what they had planned to do. So I thought that it was great to get to see, like, because like the episode, or I think it was 2 episodes before this, when we got to see like the aftermath of the heist.
Yes.
Like, we know that something's going wrong. We don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I was glad to get all the pieces of the puzzle put together.
Yes.
But overall, I thought it was a good episode. I had some things that I thought did actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what about you?
I liked it. I thought it was thrilling, as all heists should be.
Yeah. There was tension, there was drama, there was suspense, there was murder.
There was twists, of course, and we'll get to that in a second. Did you see that twist coming?
Well, there were several twists.
I made a noise as soon. Well, I'm talking about the elevator one. I made a noise as soon as the elevator closed, because I was like, and that's what it is.
So I did see that
right
twist
there.
coming at the beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I wrote it in my notes that like I'm gonna spoil it. I wrote in my notes in the beginning. Hi, Matt.
Hey, how's it going, Matt?
We're talking about Kaleidoscope, the final episode.
Yes,
so if
we're
you haven't
reviewing-
seen it, just know we're gonna be spoiling.
We're reviewing the last episode of Kaleidoscope.
So I wrote down in my notes that Hannah is the one who took the bonds.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because remember the previous episode, one or 2 episodes before this, when we see the boxes being moved out, I was like, oh.
Yeah, the FedEx boxes.
Yeah.
I called attention to that too, remember?
Yeah.
I was like, first off, it was just a fucking hurricane. I don't know any fucking FedEx person who would be out there, like, doing their fucking job. Hell no. Of course.
Well, I had thought, like, when that episode happened, I had thought, like, okay, well, I didn't think it was super abnormal, just because.
But they highlighted it, though.
They did highlight it, but I didn't think it was abnormal that the FedEx guy was coming, because, one, Roger Salas and his company SLS is such, like, a big company. Like, I could imagine anyone that was like, does that type of work, they would be like, I don't care if it was a hurricane yesterday. Bring your ass to work. Are the roads clear? You better clear them and get through there. So I wasn't thinking it was so weird until we see what happens with them and that we don't have the bonds. And then I started thinking like what we know, everything we see here. I will say everything about Kaleidoscope, whatever we've seen has been an Easter egg.
Yeah. It's been like some sort of a call forward or a callback.
Exactly. So I was not surprised that I was not surprised that the FedEx guy was somehow involved, even though he didn't realize he was involved. But I was like thinking throughout the episode, once I realized, okay, it was Hannah, and I, like at the beginning of the episode, I was thinking, well, how much did Leo know? How much was he a part of it? How much did her sister know? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I will say, initially, I thought, these were my first thoughts in the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
That Hannah was the one who stole the bonds. That RJ dies in the tunnel when the flooding starts.
Okay.
Because his sweet self decides he wants to help Judy out because she's taken a while to get... We know that she was working with chemicals that were going to blow up the bottom of the tunnel.
Demolitions.
And it was going to flow in water, and that's how they were going to be able to... Because that was one of the things where they wanted to get the water in so that they would be able to bypass
the temperature
part of the security system. Exactly.
Yeah, the temperature part of the security.
So I was thinking maybe he dies then because he wants to go help her, and she was taking a while, and he knew that they were going to blow up the tunnel with or without her.
And they set it up to make it seem that way.
Exactly. You see the water's rushing in, and you just see him look over. To me, I don't know I've never personally been in a situation where it's like a life or death, but I would hope that I do not pause like a deer in headlights, and I'm just like, all right, let's go. Let's move.
I think you would. I think you strike me as somebody who would react by just like staying still for a couple seconds.
Why?
I don't know.
I have a lot of self-preservation.
Do you have a lot of self-preservation?
I sure do.
I don't know about
I might
that.
get myself in risky situations and predicaments.
Yeah, you do.
However, even
fucking hookah and shit.
even within predicaments that I might get myself in, I am always in my mind thinking about ways that I'm gonna get out.
Are you though?
Yes, the moment listen, we have.
Is it that you're and that's why you would freak you are so busy thinking about ways of getting yourself out. You're not actually getting yourself out of it.
Here's the thing, like when I walk,
there's fight or flight, and you're fucking like fighting in your head instead of flighting in your legs.
Just think about it. We are 33.
This would have been the title of that episode, but it's fighting in your head, flighting in your legs.
We have been alive for Columbine.
Yeah, well,
for
we
9/11.
Well,
it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you my thought process.
Okay, sure.
We had
I'm
Columbine.
Yes.
Oklahoma City bombing. Even though we were like 3 or 4 when that happened.
Yes.
I still remember watching it on the news.
Okay.
We had 9/11.
The DC snipers.
The DC snipers. We have had so many situations in real life where shit goes awry. Then, of course, when you think about movies and TV and all the things that we see there, the moment I walk into a place, I am surveying to see if shit goes wrong, how is my black ass getting out of here alive? Fair enough. Like, I feel like one of those things about ADHD that is helpful is that you are a problem solver in high stress situations. I might be freaking the fuck out, but I am gonna find my way out because I personally, one thing that, like, we talked about embarrassing phobias on our last episode.
Yes, we did.
Of the main podcast.
Yes.
And one of my non-irrational fears is drowning. So anytime there's like water around things, I am gonna get my because I can't swim, and I'm not about to be in the water just bobbling along and hoping that I get out. So to me,
Jamaica's gonna be weird.
No, because I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna get into pool.
No, I'm gonna get to
You're
the
not
pool,
gonna,
but I'm not
the ocean.
I'm not doing anything. I've jumped into the ocean. You want to know what I had in the ocean? A fucking life vest and a rope connected to the boat, so I'm not going to be sitting out there bobbing and weaving in the water. No. If there's water rushing towards you, you don't stop to look at the water. You tell the person above you to get the fuck up, so you can go personally. I would have been the first one up.
All right.
Judy, you can hang around in this tunnel if you want to and die like a rat in a trap, but I will not. But that's where I thought that RJ was going to die in that tunnel. And that, because I wrote down, RJ dies in the tunnel.
Yes.
And that's why Judy is so stressed out and has been drinking. Now, I will say, my suspicions are still correct with her reasonings for why she's drinking. Because fast forward, we see something does happen to RJ.
Yes.
So I was like, but I knew her
she had PTSD.
spiral
Yeah.
had to do with something that happened to RJ in the heist. But I'm still thinking, what if RJ is the guy that shoots Leo / Ray? I'm still, because we see that he's shot. We know that.
Wait a minute. You're saying you're still thinking this like while watching the episode, or you're thinking
now.
this? No, oh my goodness, you missed it.
No, I did not miss it. He was shot. RJ was shot by Judy.
Right.
Because Bob, of course, in his psychopathic ways, tries to leave the team.
Yes.
And he tries to beat up RJ. RJ has a gun because Judy stupidly gave him one.
Yes.
Has a gun. He shoots Bob. And like most psychopaths, Bob does not really feel pain.
Now,
I feel like.
Now, I will say this. They did answer who shot Leo in this episode. The problem is that either you weren't paying attention or you just missed it or something like that.
Okay, so who are you thinking shot him, Stan?
No. It was Roger's son. Because he was wearing the graphic t-shirt.
Oh
the same
my
graphic
God!
t-shirt.
You want to know what?
What?
When I saw the graphic t-shirt,
I thought you put two and two together. I was
looking at it like,
because you pointed it out in the last
Yes.
episode that the dude was wearing a graphic t-shirt, and you were like, it's anime, and I'm like, oh, it's not anime. So then when I saw it in this episode, I was like, oh, okay.
You wanna
So
know
yeah,
why?
Leo's son shoots him. Roger's son shoots Leo.
I saw the shirt and I was thinking, okay, that looks familiar, but there was so much going on in the episode that my mind did not connect that dot. Thank you very much.
Well,
Okay.
you're very welcome.
But this also goes a callback. This is not going to, as always, this recap is not linear. So just follow.
None of this is linear. Matt, I apologize. Here, see, look at it. He's wearing the shirt.
He's wearing the shirt. So,
yeah.
And it's interesting because in one or two episodes prior, Roger's son says he wants to leave school because, he's dropping out this next semester. And so in this episode, he and Roger are talking about it, and he's like,
they have a hard
the
time.
choices that you make now, they're going to connect to your future. Like, everything's connected to your past. And I think that it's very telling that he had this whole conversation with him trying to make sure that his son does not fall into the same traps that he fell into.
Right.
And then now he avenges his father.
Yeah, I don't know if avenge his father is because literally all he even Roger says a couple episodes ago or last episode that he's just like, yeah, I'm in here for 20 years, but I'll probably get out in 8 in good behavior.
Yeah, but I think avenging
and this episode actually answered something that I meant to bring up on the last episode. How is it that Roger is still alive if the triplets didn't get got all their money stolen? Because if I'm the triplets, I'm gonna kill the person who is responsible for stealing the money, and I'm killing the person who was supposed to be securing the money.
Yeah.
But Roger is alive and walking around in prison, but still alive, and so I was thinking, why is that the case but instead they decided to kill the FBI agent? But now I understand after watching this episode.
I thought the reason he was still alive.
What's up, Laura?
I thought the reason he was still alive was because they got the insurance money. So I was thinking, well, they basically cut their losses. Mm-hmm. Roger is in jail. He can't do anything for them. Like, it's kind of like, why would I go back and shoot this guy or have him killed when he can't do anything else to harm me and I already have my money? So I just felt like it was just kind of like a cut your losses type of deal. But as we see in this episode...
Also, side note, I want to know what insurance company is insuring money with money. You know what I mean?
You can get anything that you have. Like, say, for instance, you know how, like, when you go to the bank, you see that little, like, FCC insurance that came out of the Great Depression?
Yes.
So you can insure your money. I'm sure that Bonds probably has a different type of insurance policy. And if you're someone like the triplets, you'll make sure that anything that you have that's of monetary value is going to be insured, so that if something happens or if you want to do something shady, you know that you can get past it.
This country is crazy. Capitalism is crazy.
Capitalism.
You can insure fucking bonds.
I mean, if you can insure like your voice, like Mariah Carey has her like vocal cords insured or her legs insured. You can insure pretty much anything.
Okay.
You know, in case something happens to you.
I hope to one day get at least enough money to secure
something.
these nuts. Yes. I'm going to put them on somebody's table. I'm going to go to
insure these.
Yeah, I'm just going to just plop. Hello, Geico. Insure these.
Allstate.
Yeah. That's Allstate. Stan. Those are Allstate balls.
Nationwide is on your side.
We are balls. Balls.
Okay, so the things that surprised me this episode.
Yeah.
One, that Hannah and her sister were working together, because I didn't think she would have been involved, her sister. Mm-hmm. That Judy ends up shooting RJ,
yeah.
Because that was very sad.
Yeah.
Especially because she was trying to protect him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That Judy thought she killed Bob. Like, she tries to kill him after
she crushes his fucking larynx.
And that's how he loses his ability to talk.
I wrote down that Bob, in his thieving ways, because he stole that fucking clasp that Judy has from the first heist and got his hand shot up, and he stole pens from a security guard
for no reason.
But they came in handy because he did a tracheotomy.
Yes.
I think that's what it's called, right? A
tracheotomy,
where you.
But first of all, how did he
shove
even
a pen down your throat
to do that?
Oh, because he couldn't breathe.
No, but like, I would not. If I was in that situation, someone had like
I don't know how to do it well, like, but I know the concept.
That just
of
lets you
doing
know
it.
that he's a psychopath, because there is literally no. I can't even. If I had diabetes, I would have trouble giving myself the needle to take my own blood.
I think
so.
It's
There's
just
no way that I'm sticking. I know where you're supposed to. It's like right here.
Yeah, right here.
But there's no way that I would be able. Maybe when you're in that sort of moment and your adrenaline's rushing, you're just trying to save your life. You're just like, I'm gonna do anything. But it's like those like divers or people who like cliff climb or whatever, rock climbers who get like stuck somewhere and they have to like saw their arm off. I just feel like I would just die.
Damn, we really just said fuck out of here with 187 hours, didn't we?
Yeah.
Understandably so.
There's so many things in this episode that I was just like, I'm not doing that. If I was an FBI agent, like the FBI agents, they go to basically Ava's working with them. And I had a question. Do you think that Ava told Leo she was working with them?
Yeah, Ava told Leo
That's what I was thinking,
because she was like, I need to make the call. And he was just like, go ahead. And then that way, when Bob sees that the FBI agent, he's like, they're not here for us.
Yeah. So, that's what I was thinking. Like, she told him so that they could come up with a plan to like.
Which brings up a really good point. I wrote down, is Ava smart or stupid? Because no, because she was smart enough to lure the FBI agents away by making them go all the way up to the 60th floor.
Yeah.
But she also used the 60th floor as part of the plan to behind a fake wall is a bunch of like jamming equipment that's jamming the computers and shit. So like I'm thinking, I don't think that's smart to like lure the FBI agents so close that like they could potentially fuck up your plan. And they do fuck up the plan.
Well, I think that maybe she just didn't think that they were going to, that Naveen was going to be so diligent. Like, because if I see shots fired, you run up, you get up to the 60th floor, and you're looking around and you don't see people.
You see firecrackers.
Like, I would think that she would just leave. But of course, Naveen, which leads to her death, is very, very, what is the word?
Gung-ho, strong-headed.
Yes. Like, she's not letting anything pass.
Yeah.
She wants to find she wants to find them. She wants to arrest them, especially Ava, because Ava's the one that ratted her out about being an addict. And so I'm just like, she just miscalculated how determined, that's the word, how determined Agent Naveen was.
Okay.
So, but I think that it was interesting to see that the reason why Agent Naveen figures out the whole Roger is, what's his name, Graham situation, is because they left her a clue.
Yeah, they left a business card for Roger Salas.
So I think that was very interesting. We also find out what Agent Naveen and her FBI boyfriend find in Roger's vault, which
is the jewel, the necklace from 30 years ago okay, so if I'm remembering this correctly, Roger and Leo were trying to rob the country club.
Yes.
They get one of those jewels, right? Roger has it. When Leo is in Roger's house setting up the security, robbing him and shit like that, he sees it. He takes it. And then he puts it in the safe so that he would get caught.
That's what he took.
That is what he took.
You know what?
I thought he took the little I thought it was the egg thing, the white egg thing that you put in the thing.
I thought he took the.
It was the jewel. It was the jewel. Now that I think, because that's the only thing that would give him pause. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, that was a good idea. I mean, honestly, if as Leo says in this episode, and then I feel like he's alluded to throughout, it was never about the money. He just wanted to get vengeance.
He just wanted to get revenge
on Roger. He wanted to get him to be arrested or murdered or whatever. And I think that was, was it a smart move? It was a calculated move.
It was a calculated move.
I personally, because the beginning of the previous episode, when you know that the heist has gone wrong and we see, what's his name? We see Leo swimming through the water to get out. And we were like, well, why the fuck was he in there? I'm just like, okay, one, you miscalculated the water. So that's why they didn't have all the supplies that they should have.
Yeah, they didn't know that the water was going to be, drowning them.
Yes. And so I'm like, do I want to stay and do all these things? I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be good in the heist because the moment I got half the money, I would have been like, you know what? This is good.
Honestly, I would have just taken one bond case.
I don't even need all
one. We're talking about billions or trillions of dollars, and I'm just.
Billion. It was $7 billion.
I think it was $7 billion. There's enough bonds in one of those cases to set me up for life.
Yeah, I'm just we're gonna have to split.
This is mine now.
Y'all better be happy with a couple $100 million each versus $1 billion each, and just go with that.
Yeah.
Because once I saw all that water. Then the things are hard to open, and it's it's just too many steps. There's too many steps in the heist. Too many things are going wrong or not following the plan. And I personally really like plans. I don't like deviating from things.
Yeah, but you know what? The human element is the one thing that you can never factor in truly.
And that's why you can't. If you're gonna have a heist go off without a hitch, you really only can have 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people or
3 people max.
Yeah, the amount of people that you need to do an actual heist, the more likely you'll be able to succeed.
Yeah.
Although
and
again,
not worry about people sabotaging
it, sneaking it, because like at one point later on, Bob is like they get all of the bonds. They have one more safe left to crack, and Bob is just like, y'all are some greedy cunts, and then he just ups and fucking leaves. He steals the fucking egg and almost traps them down there.
I would say I was with Bob when he said, yeah, I'm about to leave because this is too much.
Yeah.
Now, where I wasn't with him was him trying to double cross them, and he's stealing the egg, which was keeping
Which was
them
stupid
safe.
because Ava is down there and Ava has the fence. The bonds are going to be useless to anybody if they can't fence them, you know? How are you supposed to fence bonds?
I don't know. I don't even know how you turn. Like, do you go to the bank to turn in a bond and just extra money?
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Well, Bob, he double crosses them like the psycho he is.
Yes,
he tries to beat up RJ. RJ dies, and I knew from the beginning. I knew RJ was going to die.
We all knew that RJ was going to die because nobody knew where fucking RJ was. Oh. And so by this time, nobody finds RJ's body.
But that's what I'm thinking of. Like, do they
seriously? Like, we watched the episode we watched after the heist and weeks after the heist, and at no point do they indicate that they've located RJ.
And I was thinking
which is
about
why
that.
I thought he was a part of the fucking stealing the bonds from the rest of the group.
I thought about that because I'm like, okay, if you put his body
in the fucking dumpster,
that's what I was thinking. Oh, maybe it was him that shot.
That body is gonna decompose and it's gonna smell like.
But maybe they just like. But also, what if the garbage men just take the thing out? They would have just dumped him in the thing. They may not have seen it that he was in there, and then they would have just you would just find the body in a dumpster or in the heaps in pieces. Because honestly, people, there have been do not try and play in garbage trucks. People die every year.
Yeah, don't
try to be stupid.
Don't be Francine from fucking Arthur.
Like, you're not. Garbage trucks have claws in them, and when you go in, they go like this. And then that's how people die, because people want to play around in garbage trucks. So either way, RJ.
I don't know that many people are playing around in garbage trucks.
I'm telling you, I don't know about everywhere else, but in New York and Long Island, I remember as like a kid, like throughout my childhood and adolescence, learning about kids who were playing in garbage trucks or people who would like go in.
That might be an urban myth, like
it would be on the
like
news.
razor blades and candy at Halloween.
It would be on the news.
Or...
People would be going into garbage cans, playing around, or trying to jump in to try to go and play around in the garbage truck, and they would end up getting crushed because of the way like it's a little compactor. But either way, Roger and Judy are this fucked up Bonnie and Clyde. Because she shoots RJ to protect Bob from RJ shooting him. But then she kills RJ, which I was personally happy about. She should have done that earlier. Arsenic would have worked faster.
What do you mean you're happy that she killed RJ?
Or no, I'm happy she tried to kill Bob.
Yeah, tried to kill Bob.
She should have shot him, to be honest. You just choked him. You gotta double tap. If you're gonna kill somebody, you gotta double tap and make sure they're dead.
I was actually trying to figure out if she thought she actually killed him, because like you could hear like something snap like in his neck.
Honestly, if you're not somebody who's ever like
did Bob actually register that it was her who tried to kill him?
I don't know.
Because I don't think he saw who was behind him.
That's why he was trying to get back with her. Would you try to get back with your wife who tried to kill you?
I mean, if the pussy's good. That's some good ass bomb ass. Are you kidding me? Pussy so good.
Black widow pussy, and that's gonna be okay with you?
Pussy so good that it tried to kill me?
So black
widow
pussy
to put my ass to sleep forever?
Okay with you. All right.
I'm just saying.
Duly noted.
No, don't you fucking duly note anything. Fuck off. Fuck out of here. Don't note anything to me. I'm just saying.
But I thought I thought that Hannah and Leo were gonna be in cahoots with stealing the bonds.
Yeah, no. Turns out she just was trying to fucking save him from the fucking triplets.
Because I mean, listen, sometimes your parents just don't understand.
Yes,
they don't listen.
Corny ass Will Smith once said.
They don't listen, and sometimes you have to teach them a lesson. So I'm glad that she stole the bonds. But what I'm curious about is, do you think that she told the triplets that someone was going to try to steal the money?
I imagine so. Like, that's how she was able to get it sanctioned that she was gonna get them back their money.
Okay, because I was thinking
because they show it like that.
I saw her talking to them, and they have a little they show a portion of the conversation, but I wasn't sure if she was saying that she had told them that someone was going to try to steal it, and she was going to help them do this XYZ.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she did steal it because one, that means that she's living large, however way.
Yes.
Because whatever she did, so did she get money from them for these washing of the bonds?
I think I'm pretty sure they broke her off a piece, cause she fucked off to
wherever or something.
Yeah, she fucked off to wherever to have her baby and her 3 dogs or whatever the fuck.
Well, she's taking care of Ava's dogs.
Oh, she's taking. With her.
Remember, it's the corgi.
Okay, the fucking corgi. Sure,
yes.
Why not?
The queen's favorite dog.
Yes, I know. The queen controls all of the world's corgis.
Okay, were there any other surprises for you this episode?
Honestly, no. How Bob got his throat fucked up was a bit of a surprise to me.
I thought he was gonna get shot by Robin.
I thought he got shot in the throat.
Yeah.
But turns out no, Judy fucked up his throat by choking him and then
shot in the throat.
Tracheotomy.
What is the likelihood that they would be able to survive that?
Probably not, because then the hole that's created would probably fill with blood and then you would drown.
Yeah.
So suffocate or asphyxiate or drown.
I just think that the heist definitely was well planned out. Mm-hmm. And if they had a better team. If they did not have Bob,
I think if they just didn't have Bob,
he was
Bob
the only one.
Only one. Well, Judy was taking too long with the demolitions.
No, but the thing is, she's a chemist. You cannot rush science. You gotta let it go. Listen, first of all, she almost blew her fucking eyebrows off.
She almost blinded herself.
Just with a drop of sweat. Science. And then
I put that in there. That was the fakest CGI sweat I've ever seen. That fucking I was like, did they run out of a budget?
They could have just put the heat up really high.
Some After Effects bullshit.
But I'm just she almost burned her face off. Mm-hmm. So I'm I'm not rushing when I'm dealing with delicate materials. You guys should plan better. If you want me to be able to move fast, I'm moving as fast as I can. Mm-hmm. But I think that if they didn't have Bob, it would have been better. And if they had that was it. That was totally Bob.
It's all Bob's fault.
I said from
Bob
the very
is
beginning
the worst person to have
Bob.
On the fucking thing.
I wanted him to die.
He's petty. He's volatile.
He's a psychopath.
He's a sociopath and a psychopath. He's
all the things you don't want on your team.
He's not a team player. He's greedy. And
he always has to steal something stupid.
He's the wild card. You never want a fucking wild card.
No, you don't want that. But I'm glad that Hannah is...
What's up, Bowden?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad that Hannah was safe. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that she got to live out the life that her father, Leo /Ray, would have wanted for her.
Yeah. It was very cute at the end where she was like, show me where you're brave.
Yeah, no,
show me where you're strong.
That part, after she tells him, listen,
this is the reason you suck speech.
I took the bonds to save your life. I'm not going to try to change you anymore. I accept you for who you are as my father. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, listen, I love you. And then they did their little mantra, which was callback to when she was the episode of the Blackest episode.
Yes, the Blackest episode. Ironically, it was the Violet episode.
Yes. And they did the whole show me where you're brave, show me where you're strong, etc. That was very sweet. And then she's like, all right, well, do you. And then he goes in, swims, and does his little thing. Okay, one thing I'm glad we finally found out about is the bees.
Yeah, I wrote down bees. We figured out what the bees were.
I still don't understand how they manipulated
The bees were meant to fuck up the sense, because that one sensor is supposed to track the movement of specifically Roger Salas, and the bees specifically were used to fuck up that movement.
But I'm curious though,
so that he could just walk in there.
If it's supposed to be a sensor to track your movement, I would have thought that the bees would have like triggered an alarm, because it's like, this is too much movement, it doesn't make sense.
No, it just, if anything, it triggers like a malfunction. I would say I would think it would trigger a malfunction, but that's just me.
But we find out about the bees. We know that thankfully Hannah saves Leo because Carlos, Roger's henchman, is about to shoot him, and then she knocks him over the head with like a fire extinguisher or whatever. Thankfully he didn't see her, because that would have like blown her cover.
People get knocked out super quickly. Like,
if you hit somebody hard enough, you can knock them out or kill them.
Yeah,
and okay, talking about killing people, I wonder if the security guard, when they, at the beginning of the episode, when they
electrocuted him,
they put some charges on the door.
Very Home Alone-esque.
Yes, it was a very Home Alone moment where they come into the building. They have these little like SLS
jumper
hats on.
Yeah,
and they put jumper cables on the doorknob, and when the guy goes to push it, he gets electrocuted. But I'm thinking, this is an older person, not like old, but like
he's definitely like in his late 30s.
He's 40 and up, and getting electrocuted can cause a heart attack.
It could, but I don't think it did.
But I'm just like, that much electricity, I would be afraid he would die. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I was just thinking, like, I hope this man is able to go home to his family. You're already working in the middle of a fucking hurricane.
Well,
am I getting overtime or hazard pay for being here in a hurricane? No. I'm in this dark ass basement, and now I'm fucking getting electrocuted. I need a raise. Like, I need a raise if any security guard, you need a raise, because if the fact that I have to deal with this bullshit on a day that's supposed to be cheery and light, I should be able to watch Netflix and just be chilling. And now I'm fucking getting electrocuted.
Yeah, shout out to all the security guards. Shout out to Caroline at my building. I won't say the actual building, but
shout out to you.
Yeah, she's a fantastic security guard.
I walked past your building,
but I often wonder, like, if shit were to go down.
She would not. She'd be like, "Listen,
nah,
this is not my business.
I don't fucking know.
Go right in.
Y'all have me in this like fucking weird ass mailman suit.
I'm done. Have at it.
Yeah.
Because first of all, don't hire me to be the security for anything. Because I'm going to tell people, listen, you got guns, I don't. I don't care.
Security, more like secure me.
Exactly. The other day, I saw on TikTok or Twitter or whatever, this young black woman was fighting this older black woman who apparently she thought stole something from like Walmart or whatever. And it was raining, it's pouring down. She's jostling with the cart.
Is a white woman doing this?
No, it's a young black woman.
Why is she minding? Why isn't she minding her own
And
business?
the old woman had like fucking diapers and paper towels and shit. If I ever worked in a store and you want to steal toiletries and food, I'm gonna pretend like I did not notice. I'm not checking your receipt. I don't care. This is $1 billion company. Go right ahead. And so I would just be like, yeah, walk right in. That's it. Don't hire me to be security.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else about this episode that you thought about or that you liked or that you hated?
Yeah, I think I got all of my notes out. The last thing I wrote down was like, how is it that nobody found RJ's body?
Yeah.
That really did bother me.
That definitely, I feel like we never talk about that. Let's see, the only other thing, the two things that I wrote down that we didn't talk about were, one, as an FBI agent, I also know I couldn't do that job because I am not running down 60 flights of stairs.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, at a certain point, if the elevator, in the show, the elevator is broken, and, oh, there it is. Yeah, see? That was the jewelry.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyhow, they broke the elevator, and they have to run down 60 flights of steps. I'm not running down shit.
I'm going to be a leisurely walk.
Yeah.
It's going to be a leisurely walk, and then I'm leaving.
It is cool to steal around Odie.
I am just going to leave. I'm not doing all that. Like, you don't pay me enough. FBI employees, it's like a prestigious job, but it doesn't have a prestigious salary. You could be making like $60,000 a year as an FBI agent, and that's not enough for me to be dodging bullets.
Yeah.
Or jumping down flights of stairs. I'm just personally, it's not for me.
And DC doesn't have a lot of, like, the taxes are pretty high in DC.
Yeah, they're hella high.
They're hella high. So,
no, thank
like,
you.
You might as well be living in New York making $60,000 an hour.
And that's basically nothing.
Yeah, it's
to be
basically
honest,
nothing.
And the other thing I wrote down is, why, when Leo was about to go into the after Ava leaves him and is like, he's like, go away, I'm about to break into the vault, and it was like last minute stuff. He tells her to leave, and he's going to the water. And I'm just thinking, why did he like just slowly walk down the steps instead of just jumping into the water? You're gonna have to swim anyway. That's not gonna like impact. It would be faster.
He's older. He's an older man.
You don't think older men dive?
He's an older man. Like, if you have steps that lead into the water, why not use them?
No.
He has Parkinson's.
We need to get out of here. I would have jumped into the water, Parkinson's or not, swum my ass to the vault, and then he just stared like, okay, everybody, when you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, do not lollygag. You open the safe, you get the shit in there, you put it in there, you get out. You don't gotta stare at it. You just close
Look at
it
him
up.
slow-mo walking. Just slow-mo walking.
That's why I just feel like I know that this is like cinematography and like movie magic, but there's nothing about those things that feel realistic
he's
to me.
Like in his 60s. Give him a break.
No,
like
I'm not.
he's taking his glorious time. He wants to milk this because this is
milk
this
it after.
This is his life's work.
He
already knows he's not getting any fucking bonds.
Walk slowly to your destination.
But now this brings up a really good question. How do you feel about this in conjunction with the last 2 episodes that we saw? Because, like, those last 2 episodes take place after the heist. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
In what respect?
Like as far as, like, storytelling is concerned.
I still think the storytelling was good. I think there's some holes. There are still some holes.
There's some holes in this house.
There are some holes in this house that I think they could have patched up. I know that the last episode was really technically the series finale.
Yes.
Because we don't ever find out about what happens with Judy and Stan.
Yeah.
We don't know what happens. Well, we kind of know what happens with him and with Leo. Ava's dead.
No, Leo gets his fucking brain splattered in the park. That's what we know.
How do we know his son's is a good shot? What about this? What if instead of him,
his son is a bad. It's hard to be a bad shot that close.
Instead of Leo getting shot by the son, what if he ends up turning around and shooting the son?
That did not even look like that was even a thing that was happening.
Yeah, no, probably.
That was not even close to looking like that was what was going on.
I think that overall, this was a good episode.
Yeah,
cleared up a lot of the things that we needed to get cleared up. We
Agreed.
have answers to all of our questions except for RJ's body.
Yeah. RJ is just he
decomposing in the garbage. But
yeah.
I wonder how often they take the garbage out. You think once a week? Because they should have had like when she had on the previous episode where you see in the FBI they have all their little pictures up. She didn't have like an X through RJ's picture.
No, she didn't.
So she's still looking for him.
So she was still looking for him. Nobody knows where the fuck RJ is. It's ridiculous.
I'm very sad that RJ died. You know, he was my favorite.
Too. I know he was your favorite.
Like, I really wanted him to survive.
The good guy, the good, well, relatively good ones.
I still think he's a good one.
Listen,
ones when you're
live.
living through capitalism, anything is up to chance. And I do not.
Except for Chance the Rapper.
I do not begrudge anyone trying to make it, just trying to make it in America. Okay, and that's what they were trying to do. And so I understand it. And if I had the fortitude and the gumption to pull off a heist, Maybe I would.
Honestly, if I knew that I wouldn't get caught, then I would totally rob every single thing in person that I come across.
Do you remember that movie Jumper?
Yes.
Even though it was a terrible movie.
It was a terrible movie.
But if I had that superpower, I would totally be jumping. I would be jumping in and out of vaults all day long.
Well,
but not. I wouldn't rob banks that serve. Like I wouldn't rob Carver.
Yeah,
savings.
I
bank.
would.
I would go to where I know the rich white people's banks are.
I would want electricity power so that I can short out ATMs and then just
and make the
ATMs.
One time I was at the ATM. This was when we were still in college.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the ATM on K Street that was by my internship.
Yeah.
And I got a free 20.
You got a free 20.
Somebody's 20, but I got
Somebody left that 20 in the machine.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I
mean, that's not fair. It
was fair to me.
Robbery. You robbed somebody.
I didn't. They left it
thievery.
there. It was a pay it forward, apparently.
Okay.
I didn't know there was nobody had been into the ATM right before me. I just walked up, took money out, and then had an extra 20.
Okay.
But overall, how many nerds would you give this episode?
I would give this. This is the first and only time I'm giving this a 9.
Okay.
Because it finally answered all the questions, and I think it was satisfying as a single solitary episode.
Yeah.
It is a solid series finale. It is a solid finale to with 2 episodes ago episode. Like it follows chronologically to make retroactively last week's episode, the series finale, satisfying. Like I think it's a really good episode.
And I did like how they had some flashbacks from the previous episode, but then that makes me wonder, how is it that you're supposed to watch this in a bunch of different, like in a different order? Because if you hadn't seen the previous episode, how would you have been able to connect those dots?
I really do think that they made it so that you watch it in chronological order, right? Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
I'm asking
I was
you.
drinking. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Anyhow, I think you can watch it in chronological order, or you can watch it out of order, but the heist has to be last.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, okay, for an overall series, how many nerds will you give?
I'd say a 7.5.
Why 7.5?
It's fine.
Would you watch it again?
I would watch it again. It's a serviceable show.
Yes, I would give it 8.5.
8.5. Oof, that's a B plus.
Yeah, I think it's worthy of a B plus. No, it's like an 85.
Yeah, that's a B.
That's a B plus.
That's not a B
85
plus.
is 80 to 84 is a B, and then 85 to 89 is a B plus.
80 to 83 is a B minus. 84 to 86 is a B. Actually, no.
And tell us
Actually, no. This is what it is. Right? 80 to 83 is a B minus. 84 to 86 is a B. 87 to 89 is a B plus, and then 90 is an A minus. 90. It's so on and so forth.
I think you're trying to just
That's exactly how I was graded.
I don't remember. We didn't have that separate grading.
Well, you can go fuck yourself. So
well, sure. Anyway,
gross. Anyhow,
no, I will give it an 85 because I think overall, majority of the episodes I did really enjoy. There was only a few episodes where I was just like, I want to have more context.
I still don't think that old girl was mentioned that she was fucking pregnant.
Do you want to bet? I've been asking you this all day, and I stand by it. What do you want to bet? Because we already have one bet going, and I'm itching for another one.
I'm not there yet, so fine.
And you can't Google it either.
I'm not gonna Google it. I wasn't gonna fucking Google it.
Google. What was it? What is she saying? Big mouth juggle it? Is it juggle?
Yeah, juggle. Yeah.
You cannot.
You can't
juggle.
Anyhow, that's enough of this. But yeah, so
I give it an 8 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy the series. I do want to watch it again in a different order. I think I would like to watch it from oldest to newest.
Yeah, in chronological order.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then kind of see how I feel about that. But I think they did a great job in like tying up the loose ends, except for RJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just know, I'm curious if they're going to try to do a second season.
I doubt that everybody's dead. Everyone is dead.
But the thing is,
Put me in
they could follow Stan and Judy and Roger's son. And then we could just see what happens to everybody else.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is a one and done. Giancarlo, you did an excellent job. You knocked it out of the fucking park.
And you know what? I wanted to say this last episode. Give Giancarlo Esposito his flowers. Give him his things. Give him an Emmy. Give him an award. Because I don't know if he's ever won an award, but I think he did a great job on this series.
God, that's a really good question. Because I wonder if he was at least nominated for Breaking Bad.
Okay, Breaking Bad, he might have got. I know that. What's his name? What is
Walter, the guy who plays Walter White?
Yes, what's his
Bryan
name?
Cranston.
I feel like Bryan Cranston has definitely been awarded for that.
Yeah,
show.
I think Aaron Paul might have been awarded
But what
for
about
Jesse.
for what was the name?
Better Call Saul? No, I don't
Was
think he was.
anybody
I don't think.
nominated?
I think Bob Odenkirk was nominated,
Okay.
but not Rhea Seehorn, not Giancarlo Esposito.
Well, I hope he is, because I mean, this show, I think it was a great job. It was interesting. I liked the way they had a few different, it was a different type of show that we get from Netflix.
Yeah.
So I think they did a great job.
Yes.
I suggest you watch it.
I think they did a good job. I would also suggest that you watch it. Check it out. Just check it out.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think. And with that being said, that is everything for us. Cheers, and stay tuned for this weekend when we will be back at our regular scheduled program for the Black and Snurdy podcast proper. And stay tuned next Wednesday for the next thing that we end up watching.
Who knows what it's going to be?
Probably going to be The Last of Us. Since it's the season finale.
Oh, we did say okay. So the next one, if we talk about Last of Us, are we gonna talk about every episode or just the whole season?
I think we should talk about the whole season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look out for that.
Which you know what that means, right? We're gonna have to spend the day watching all the episodes again, taking notes, including
Bloater.
Henry and Sam. Oh.
We've already watched the Henry and Sam episode like 10 times.
We watched it like 4.
It feels like 10. It's so sad.
It is very sad.
Please check us out on our next episode. It's my favorite episode too. It's the best episode that they've had.
Yeah.
Check us out next. Check us out next week. We cannot wait to chat with you again. See you on sometime this weekend. Look out for our alerts.
Mm-hmm.
Follow, subscribe, share, comment, all those things. Send us an email. I don't know, a DM. And we know we're here for you.
Yes.
And all your snurdy needs.
Yes. So until next time, take it easy.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnurdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD THATSOD.E, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.